Hi, I'm Cram. Today we're taking a look at the new Xbox cloud gaming app. I'm in my virtual space in Quest 3 VR using the hand tracking, and also I've got the app loaded. I'm going to go into pass-through mode. You can see the room. There's me sitting here early in the morning. Got a controller paired, an Xbox One gamepad. There's my air freshener making a lot of noise in the background. So if we open up the app, this is what you get. So this is basically the same as the desktop version, but this is for Xbox, and unfortunately it doesn't actually show you the controller whilst you're playing, and you can't get rid of these arms. So you can play it in pass-through, so you can leave it like that or play it like that. There's an option here to change the screen size. So you can put small display, medium, large, or if you really want to go for it, extra large for full immersion, which really just sort of covers up the entire sort of field of view, which really puts you sort of close into it. So we'll keep it on large for now. So I'm going to do that at the bottom here. If you press the guide button, I think there's a way to do that. No, maybe not. Yeah, that's your menu for using it there. So doing it with that, so just keep it medium for now. Unfortunately, you can't move the screen forward and back, closer. You know, you can't do that. So you can move your body. I can stand up in pass-through and get as close to it as I like, or sit as far back as I like, and I can sort of recline back on the bed with Lucy. Hello, darling, and then play whilst in bed. But that's not the purpose of this video. Let me just put that controller on the floor. Right, lost my hand tracking now because I touched the controllers. Quest is always watching. Right, should be working now. Right, so go back out there. So we're in the app again. So basically with the Xbox app, you are playing remote PC Xbox game. So let's just start off with Redfall, because I've got that installed on my PC, but I'm going to show you how it looks with virtual desktop streaming as a comparison. Let's just, volume is fine, and one more minute to your game. So whilst we're waiting for that, let's just increase the screen size to about large. I think that's probably good balance. So the whole point of who would want to use this? Oh, there's a big queue in this time. When I played it last night, there was no one playing. It was instant. So who's going to want to use this? Well, let's say you don't even have a TV. You've just got a Quest. You have no TV, or your TV's been used by someone else. You're living in a busy household and you can't get access to the TV. This little app is very useful now that you can continue playing your games with one, without a console, and two, without a TV. So that is pretty cool. Come on, let's go the whole hog. Maximum display size, right. Unfortunately, you can't do things like turn off the curve of the screen. You can't do anything really in terms of the options, which is a bit limited. And I'm going to say as well, from personal experience, due to the fact that we're streaming wirelessly, certain games are going to be better than others. So sort of first person games like Redfall aren't going to be as good as, say, something like Tomb Raider, which I'll show you in a minute. Driving games are a bit hit and miss. Yeah, it's a bit more laggy this morning. I've got a 1 GB connection, so it's wired. Wired router is literally just out there, out the room in the hallway, and it's pretty flawless for playing on my PC. So what I'm noticing straight away when you load this up is that it looks great, but this is streaming probably from an Xbox One or an Xbox Series S somewhere in Microsoft Towers. You've really got to get used to the sort of the handling of the controller. It's very sort of floaty. So you sort of you need to like lower the settings of the controller so that it's not so sensitive, because you end up sort of moving too far to the left or to the right. It makes it very difficult to aim as well as you could do if he's playing it natively. So that's one of the downsides of playing first-person shooters. You don't notice that as much though when you're playing games like Tomb Raider, which is a third-person game. So let's see how we can just quickly aim for this character here. Alright, that's fine. Just being mindful of what's going on. So that's just basically that. It looks good. It looks good enough to be playing it like this. And you can probably, you know, be reasonable playing it. As I said, you can switch to pass-through mode and have it playing in your room. So you can keep an eye on what's going on, especially if you've got a busy household. But it's not entirely as smooth as it could be. So you're at a bit of a disadvantage. It's not really good for competitive gaming either. So single player stuff, yeah, not too bad. As soon as you get into those combat moments, you might want to turn the auto aim on a little bit, just so that you've got a bit more competitiveness, because it's quite difficult to aim properly. I mean, you can still get by. Oops. Not too bad. But I'm using a shotgun, which is, so on moving targets you might find it's a bit difficult when you're over turning. So look, that's Redfall. Forget what the game is. It works and it looks great, and you can do it in whatever environment you've got set, apart from when you're here, the Xbox decides this is the kind of room that you want to be in. And I'll show you that difference when you go to virtual desktop in a second. So that's cool. It all works as intended. So let me just quickly, before we go to look at Redfall, well, let's look at Redfall first on the virtual desktop. So I'm going to have to quit the app. So let's see if I can do this. How do I do it? This side here. Quit app. Okay. And I need to just move this on. Right, so controller stays there. Right, so that's quit that now. Now, another way you could do it as well, let's just quickly show you, is by doing it via your browser on the Oculus Quest. Look, I've loaded it up here. I can do it on my browser and do it that way without even having the app. Let's see what happens if I do it there. Press a button on your controller to continue. So this is now exactly the same thing, but using the Oculus Quest browser. And it's even got the game still loaded up. So I'm not even using the app. So what is the point of using the app if you've got the Quest browser available? As you can see up there, look, it's got the and it seamlessly just switched between the two. I'd say they're both pretty much identical in terms of visuals, in terms of that movement. Maybe, I don't know, actually. Kind of feels a little bit better on the Quest browser. That's a bit unusual. No, it's the same, yeah. You've got that same sort of latency. Anyway, so there's two ways. So this is the way you would have done it prior to this app being available. And it kind of doesn't really make sense, to be fair, that you've got an app. But I suppose you don't have to type this in. But I think with the app here, you can then sort of... let's just quickly do this. Whilst let me just get hidden. You could probably have another screen open. So let's say you're playing a game that requires a bit of knowledge that you want a bit of help with. You could probably open a second window and get some assistance whilst you've got the screen open, which is, you wouldn't be able to do that in the app. So let's just quickly just do that. Just hide somewhere in the bushes. Right. Leave the game running. Using my hand there, I can make a new window, grab it, move it over. Whoops, getting shot. And there you go, you've got so I'm still playing. Oh damn. You die. You died. Well, it wasn't a good example, was it really? So I'm here now. Look, I've got the, so I can go in here and type while I'm still connected. I'm still able to browse. Well, I'm back here. Click or tap here to continue playing with the... Well, I'll just close it all off. Great. Anyway, you get the point. Did I just close everything off? I think I probably did. everything. Yeah, it's a bit, the hand tracking's a bit awkward because all the sound's gone. What's going on with this today? I don't know. Right, there you go, it's still there. Right, it's wanting me to tap. I think I should just forget hand tracking. But you know, the reason why I'm using hand tracking, if you're interested, is because obviously it's yeah, I'm not sure why it's not letting me do it there. That's probably an issue with the hand tracking. There you go, I've got it. Right. It's a bit problematic. So now I've got full screen. So I think with this as well, I think I'm able to change the size of the screen in the browser. Let's see if I can do that. Do that. Yeah, it's not as intuitive as the using the app, but I mean it's a good option. As you saw, I just switched from one to the other, make it bigger like that. There you go. And I've got that screen there, different size screen there for other stuff that I could be using. So I could have a conversation with someone over there, or a bit of adult content playing when I'm playing, you know, a bit, well, that's a bit odd, but anything, YouTube. I won't click on there because I don't know what will show up on there. It might be a bit bit naughty for YouTube, but anyway, yes. So I'm not even going to exit. So yeah, you can work. This works really well. And remember, this is from an Xbox, not a PC. So that's that. So let's just quit all this out now. Close this app down. Close these pages off. Right, close that down. So everything will now shut off. Right, so I'm back in my space. What we're going to do now is go to virtual desktop now. Boot that up from here. I'm going to put the pad down because I don't need that anymore. Not for that anyway. Go to my library. Go to virtual desktop now. Where is that? Oh, you saw that, yes. Right. I've got that already connected to my PC. So now this is where virtual desktop shows its... And there's the recording right now of what I'm doing. I've already got it loaded up. So what I will need to do now is turn around and go to my PC. Obviously, I can do this with my pass-through, which is pretty handy. Change position. So the mic volume might be slightly different now. Just work this mouse around. And the controller's not going to work because I'm using it for that. Right, go back into virtual desktop. There you go. Now I can use that. Minimize that. Right, and get back over here. Right, and so now what you've got to remember now is this is using the Game Pass from PC now. So when I do cloud gaming, it'll be the same thing because that's cloud gaming for PC now, though, rather than for Xbox. Is it worth loading it up to show if there's any difference? I did earlier and it doesn't have any difference at all. Pretty much the same. But, excuse me, I do have Redfall installed on my PC. And this is where virtual desktop, if you've got that option, is a much better option than streaming it, obviously. But I am streaming it to my virtual headset, if you get my drift. So let's go back to my library. Why won't it just play? Play. It should just load up. Come on, guys, what's going on? My library should be in there. Look, play later, my PC games. Redfall installed. And then you'll see now the difference in how, one, it looks. Oh, come on, what's going on with this bullshit? Why is it... Oh, it's already open, that's why. Looks like you're sitting on another device. Sign in here, that's probably why it wasn't working. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. And then it will go full screen. So I can minimize this now, virtual desktop. Just have Redfall open. Right. So now with virtual desktop now, you've got all these options of changing the height, the distance. I can move closer, further away. It's easier to do this with the controllers. Change the size of the screen, huge. Reset the view, transparency, headlock, so it always follows where I'm looking. do it pass through as well. You can actually do pass through. I haven't actually sorted that out for this. It's not important, but you could do if you wanted in the same manner that you do it with the other game. Now I'm not sat at my desk, unfortunately, so I'm not really going to be able to show you, but already you can see now the visuals are much better by far, a lot clearer, because this is now off the PC rather than from the Xbox cloud somewhere. So it looks better, and because it's installed on my PC. And there you go. I'm not even going to have to move because I'm just sitting here just demonstrating to you. So this is the PC version running 4K being streamed to my headset. A much better looking game, and there's no latency at all now, really. This is an ideal way to play if you've got that option. So that's not really what we're about. So just demonstrating that to you, that that's one way you can do this if you have the option to do so, which is really cool. So let's just come out of here, because there's also other stuff you can do as well. So for example, I've got this in this really nice dark environment, but what I can do, I can go to home theater, play it in a home theater like this. I could do it in different environments, and this is where that Microsoft app for Quest really needs to up its game and offer these kind of things. Dark cinema, huge cinema screen, look at that. I mean, let's just get rid of that so you see it. You know, this is like pretty cool stuff. You've got all these options which you don't get with that basic app. I assume at some point they're going to do it, and then you've got the pass-through mode. So there's it on my screen there, and then you do this, you can see it now. Let's get it off pass-through. We've got little rooms like this, you can do it on here, which is cool. Modern apartment at night is nice as well. Look, all really cool stuff that you're doing with virtual desktop, which they might add this sort of feature to it in the app itself. So anyway, you get the point. So it's not really comparable in terms of features, but in terms of cloud gaming, I mean, if I was to boot up the actual cloud gaming on virtual desktop, you'd probably see that it's exactly the same. I'm getting a few little artifacts here as well. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't normally get that. Big auditorium, look at that. Play on the big screen. Let's just get rid of these things there. And you know, you've got all this, which is really nice. I think virtual desktop's not even that expensive, like £10 or something like £15. So it's definitely worth it if you've got that option. But for those that don't, the free Microsoft app, as I've just shown you, is pretty good. So let's just go back now. Let's forget Redfall. Let's quit out of all this. So how am I going to do this? And go back to the app. So what I can do is go to my menu, quit the virtual desktop. So that game will now still be running on my PC, as you can see there. Look, I've still got the control of it there. Put the mouse back there. Go back to the Cloud Gaming app again. Remember, my controller here is still connected. Use the controller. That's fine. Done. Right. So now let's go and play any of these games. So let's just quickly try Rise of the Tomb Raider. This is the kind of game where I think that this app or cloud gaming really sort of shines. Third person games where there's not so much quick movement, no competitive play, so the little bit of lag that you get is not so important. It's not going to impact as much. And the whole point of this is that if you haven't got a screen, then you know you could be anywhere as long as you've got a good wireless connection. You can be remote playing. Let's get that screen. No, let's not get that screen. Let's get that screen maximum display size for now. Right. I can just sit back. I just load it up, and yeah, the controllers keep getting in the way here. Doesn't matter what option you use, but it's just nice that if you've got a gamepad in your hand. So look, it got rid of the arms at least. That having the
don't shoot. You're not your enemy.
There you go. So there's a little bit of latency. You do notice it. Well, poor Lara. So this is now probably running off, as I said, an Xbox somewhere in Microsoft offices. And yeah. it's the kind of game that is a lot more playable for a cloud gaming type experience, and it's pretty cool that you could just jump in and hop in and out of games very quickly. So let me just climb up here with Lara and do the zip line. Come on, girl. And obviously you've got hundreds of games to choose from as well, which is a nice thing. Oh dear, terrible. So yeah, that was a bit of an error, but you get the point anyway. Look, this, you can feel the lag, you can feel the slight over when you're turning left and right. You can feel that it's not as sharp and as instant as it is if you're playing natively, but it's good enough. It will take a bit of maybe tweaking of the controller settings, the sensitivity, to get that working. Anyway, that's just showing you that for now. And then what you can do, push your guide button, quit the game. It'll ask you for all these little details. And then let's just quickly try one last thing, Forza Horizon 5. This is just showing you how quickly you can just swap between games. And what's kind of interesting is, if you remember way back when the Xbox One originally first launched with the Kinect device, if you cast your minds back how many years ago that was, it had all this instant switching feature. If you remember, I've got a video on the channel where you'd speak into the Kinect and say, load Call of Duty, and it would suddenly stop what it was doing and load up Call of Duty, and then you could sort of say, switch to Gears of War, and it would do that instantly, which is pretty cool. So this kind of reminds me of that, an extension of that, and obviously it doesn't have the voice controls, but that's something they could add at some point. But this whole cloud thing of being able to switch instantly and into a different game, so the idea behind it was, your friends might be playing Forza, they might come online whilst you're playing Call of Duty. They say, come on Rob, come and join us in the Forza game, and you go, oh hang on, let me just finish my game quickly, and then you'll be there, and then you can just instantly, without getting up off the couch, not changing the disc. Remember they wanted a discless society, always online sort of society back then, which people didn't want, but now the whole world's gone discless almost. So, and then you can just jump into another game like this one. I've got to turn the music off. Got to do, get out of photo mode, turn off this horrible music.
Stay on the road and floor it? I'm pretty sure I did.
Right, because, not because I think it's horrible, but because YouTube just put a copyright claim on my video for all the hard work I'm doing showing you, just because it's got some bullshit music from somebody for 10 seconds, which is what I really fucking hate about YouTube. Right, so the problem with these lag in these sort of driving games as well is you've really got to tailor your driving to do sort of slightly. Let's see if we can challenge this person. Let's challenge somebody. Right, I want to race, darling.
Okay, Rob. I have set your route to a nearby race event. Okay, Rob. You've just challenged a driver.
Certainly have. He's not going to win in that car, is he? Right, let's go. So to just prove how easy it is to just drive. Remember, this is all streaming remotely from an Xbox somewhere, in wherever they've got them hosted, in a room somewhere, virtual computers, which is really amazing technology. And obviously Steam have their own version. Nvidia, I think Steam has its own version, does it? Or Nvidia does, or GeForce Now, I think it's called. PlayStation has its own version. But it's all good in the hood. And look, I'm actually winning here. I did say it was easy, but I'm not crashing into cars and sticking to the road. And there you go. So it's all quite responsive for driving games. I wouldn't be too competitive with driving games. I think the lag does make it a bit more difficult. Let's challenge someone else.
You've just challenged a driver.
But you get the point. Jumping in and out of games. So it's a really nice feature. But as I've just proven, a bit pointless if you could just use the Quest browser and do exactly the same thing and have a little bit more control of the screen. So I hope that Meta and Microsoft work together to just improve on this app, just to give it a little bit more of oomph, a bit more features, and maybe a bit less latency somehow. It's a really nice option. Let's say you're on holiday, you're in the hotel, there's no TV in there, or someone's using the TV, and you want to have a quick play on Forza. Oh, I'm going to lose. Ooh. Oh shit. Oh, typical, isn't it? Someone bash into you. Well, I'm going to lose this. After all the chit chat, can I boost past him? I think I might be able to get past him just on his last bend. I think I've done it. Just about. Yes. Just about. And it looks nice as well. It does look pretty good on this big screen, and it's really cool. Look, you see all the detail, but this is, as I said, running off an Xbox somewhere, not a PC. So you get the point. So really cool. And as I said, just go like that with your headset, and you're in the pass-through mode. I've kind of switched around. I can reset the screen. I think like that. Recenter. There you go. There you go. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So let's just head back to the menu, push the guide button, quick game, quick game. Right, always wants you to ask this, how would you think of it? And then, you know, into the next game. So things like Rainbow Six Siege, I did try that. That's not a good experience at all. But something like Starfield, single player game, would be pretty cool to play. Let's see if we can just quickly load that up just to show you. And obviously I'm a Xbox Gamepass Ultimate subscriber, so all my stuff is shared across whatever platform I'm working on. So whether that's on the PC, natively with my 4K monitor there, which is actually still running the Redfall, as you can see there, look. Oh dear, so I've got two games running at the same time, but I think I've signed out of one and into another. So I'm going to be playing two games on two systems with two different monitors, which is in the same household. That's kind of cool, interesting. Yeah, so there's not much more I can say about this other than it's cool. Anything's cool. It's free as well. Don't have to pay for it. And I mean the app, not the subscription. That's like £12 a month, something like that. I don't know, as I say, I've got a good internet connection of 1 megabyte. Let's get off out of my room. And yeah, it's just really cool. And you know, maybe you can have an audience at one point where people can just be sitting watching you play from around the world, if that's something that they can do in the future. Yes, that's a good suggestion actually. Shared experiences where someone's playing the game and you see all these little mini avatars of people in VR watching you play. Oh look, this is going to take forever. So whilst I'm giving you Microsoft ideas, and then obviously there's games that you could shared games that you could play, like 100 to 1. Remember that game they used to have, 100 to 1? That sort of game show game. You could do the similar thing in VR. So this is something that Meta and Microsoft can work together now that they've got this app on here, and have these little VR gaming sessions. Invite them into your home, invite them into your session, and they can watch you play the latest game. And it'd be even better if they didn't have Xbox Game Pass. It could just be any one of your Meta friends that can join in and sit around on little virtual sofas, and you know, you could design this room how you wanted it, with all your little trophies maybe and stuff. Make it into your own little gaming space that people can come and visit and then sit down with you, socialise with you, like a bit like Big Screen and some of the other apps that are available on the Quest, and have people sit around socially and play together or watch together the gaming, Xbox gaming, which is really cool. Right, I'm not sure how far I'm into this, or 11 hours 50 minutes there. That's as long as I lasted before I gave up on this game because I was too busy enjoying other games at the time. But it's something I will come back to. Robina Cram, there you go. Yeah. So remember, this is now being cloud streamed. It's not actually loading off my PC, so I don't even have this, and it's quite a big download. But obviously I've got 100 very fast connection. So as everyone's connections improve, it becomes cheaper to get a good connection. There you go, on the ship. So I'm going to spoil it for you. Oh, right, I don't have a controller connected. Sure. Yes, I do. Right. Oh, it's even reversed me. Invert aim. So we get the points. I've gone through a few games here. Oh, hello. As you see, my ship is through as always.
I was just thinking about you.
It's very playable, definitely. It's not got too... I mean, this kind of game is very cool for playing. Should we go outside? On the cloud gaming, because it's not... doesn't require too much fast movement, and it's that little bit of... I'm repeating myself here. So imagine all my friends sitting around here in my Starfield-themed room that I've created here. And they can all sit there from their virtual headsets in VR, looking in my virtual room, playing with my virtual toys, watching me play Starfield, and also talking to me in my ear. Really cool stuff, and from all over the world. Is that the future of VR gaming on the flat screen like this? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I mean, I haven't got too far into this game. Really the basics, but let's see if we can just... I don't know how to get my weapons out. Right, but the aiming's all messed up for me. So yeah, look. Very easy to just... You know, the lag doesn't make any difference here. At all. Anyway, look. And the good thing is, this is where I left off on the PC version. Which is uninstalled off my PC, as you know. Because we've got... Dreadfall playing over here, still operational and working quite well on the PC, which is cool. Right, so I'm going to leave it at that. Interesting to conclude then about this. This app is going to be brilliant if they do some of the features that I've just suggested. A social VR experience of the Xbox Gamepass. But as it stands with this bare room, no social interactions, and the fact that the Quest can already do this using the browser anyway, it kind of makes it a bit pointless as it is at the moment, but there's a lot of potential here, is there not, Andrea Ja? There's a lot of potential here for people that have got really good connections, internet connections, and yeah, so cool stuff. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching.